Welcome to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to a reaction for Imperial Triumphant with their song Merkurius Gilded, featuring Kenny G and Max Gorlick. So I saw in the comments it's a black metal song, but this comes by way of a Patreon request, and specifically said to me was, you either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. It feels like it's a very polarizing kind of a band in the song. I'm kind of excited to see what that's gonna be like, because I like to see things outside of my comfort zone. I don't always like them, but it's always interesting to experience something new. And if you enjoy this kind of more analytical and dive deep kind of a reaction that I like to do here, make sure to subscribe down below for more and let me know what your thoughts are as well. Let's make sure we got the nice quality going, and let's do it. What? I mean, so far, very classic, bad quality sounding blast beats black metal. As of now, it's not really differentiating itself from anything that I've heard from like Emperor or something like that. And again, I have a respect for Emperor, and I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm just saying it has that staple so far. Obviously, there's some kind of a comedic element just based on the credits. So it's like Puss in Boots and all these other things are, so I don't know what the hell the lyrics are about. You never can tell, and honestly, I never pay attention. I'm gonna assume from the music video it's about some kind of debauchery, perversion, or something of the sort, or like abuse of power, abuse of money, or something like that. Probably some kind of a critique done in a kind of comedic way, because just based on the imagery. And musically, I'm not impressed. It's very simplistic. And when I listen to black metal, now black metal is not the most advanced genre in heavy metal, in my opinion, but it tends to be the most atmospheric. And the good, in my opinion, the good black metal bands, they have really interesting underlying rhythms, like Naglfar or Immortal. My favorite band, Melekesh, it's a little bit more thrashy and has other elements in there, but they're very progressive. They have things where the melody progresses and it takes you into different places, rather than this just builds atmosphere. It does have nice atmosphere, but it kind of stays in the same place and it doesn't go beyond it so far. I mean, it also has this kind of feeling of avant-garde in its music, especially with the it's not a saxophone, but the flute instrument, and obviously the music video has this very strong sexual overtones. Which I do say the music video is filmed well. I like this idea of very slowly zooming out as things are happening in like one shot sequence. Reminds me of that U2. It wasn't the Bono. It was I believe the drummer was singing the song. I forgot the name of the song. He's singing the song the whole time, and it's everybody Bono and all these other guys are trying to distract him. And it's just a one shot sequence of him looking into the camera and singing the whole song, which is phenomenal music video. It's like one of the most legendary music videos. This has that same vibe to it. So there's things I like about it, but at the same time, like I tend not to bite this say things too are that overly artistic. And this like I call it fancy smancy or fancy pantsy kind of bullshit. And this kinds of gives me off that vibe. I don't want to judge a whole band by based on one song, but that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from it. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't even hear the violin. I keep seeing it being played, but I don't even hear it in the mix. And I mean, the kind of transition sounds nice, but I think it's a little bit overindulgent, in my opinion. It's not bad. It's not like trash music or something like that, you know? But I think it's a little overindulgent. I think it's a little bit avant-garde and overly artistic for my taste. I do, in that sense, like simplicity, which, like, you know, I listen to Exodus, one of my favorite bands, and Exodus is probably one of the they're not overly complex kind of a band. They can have, you know, complex riffing and soloing, or it tends to be like very blistering, but they don't tend to be overly artistic or overly poetic with their lyrics. They're a little bit more straightforward, like a hammer. And that's what I always loved about heavy metal. I like that hammer feeling, but I also like my more artistic side with Bellacore. This mix just doesn't seem to be working with me. I mean, I'll be interested to hear what some of you guys kind of think, and especially the fans, and why it clicks with you, because I really like black metal. It's not like I'm not a fan of the genre. Again, you know. Yeah, this was not for me at all. I was trying to hold on musically to something, and maybe the solo. I think that was kind of nice with that, again, with the fluid instrument. That is it. Totally forgettable. I would not even bother checking the second song out, to be honest. Like my mood on the first raw reaction, don't even care about checking out anything more. But I also want to make it clear, it's like I don't think that this is not worthwhile music. It's just I automatically feel it's not for me. I get this intuitive feeling this is not something I would enjoy. Um, there's very rarely I find something that I find to be actually bad, and I'm like, why would anybody ever listen to this? It's very rare. Most of the time, is just the word is not for me. So I'm going to leave it on that note with you guys, and make sure to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and most of all, guys, keep it metal.